Welcome back. So thank you guys for the love on the last video going up against one of John Danaher's black belts, Raheem. And in this video, we're going to be going up against one of his 14-year-old prodigies. So this is Rain, like the weather, as he likes to say. So we're starting mount positionals, and immediately he kind of swivels his leg off, goes into an armbar here, and then as my head's getting picked up off the ground to try to avoid the armbar, he sneaks his leg behind, knocks a triangle, and is able to finish me with a triangle armbar. So this is my first round here at Danaher, so I wasn't really exactly sure, like, do you reset from mount or what the protocol was, but we're going to start from mount, and basically if you get back to a guard or if you find a submission, we're going to stop there. And you can advance to the back and knee on belly and stuff like that, but once you lose your dominant position, then you reset. So now it's my turn in mount, and you can see Rain is just like very violently flailing his legs. But what he's doing is he's pushing my hips up, and then using that flailing on the legs, it creates space until he's eventually able to get his knees in. So it's called kipping if you guys want to look more into it. So not only did we get submitted by this 14-year-old already, but we cannot hold mount for more than 3 seconds, which is very impressive, especially for his age. Next, I'm actually going to steal this from him later in the round, but he goes, and as my head's sitting up, he reaches his arm behind my neck and starts to lock onto this anaconda choke here. So my goal, I'm just trying to keep my eyes up and look over his shoulder. As I transition to front headlock, I'm making sure to maintain a grip on the wrist, eventually breaking off that front headlock and sitting out to my guard. I also want to make a note that John is sitting right behind us in this scenario, and just watch me getting bitched by this child. So my ego is a little bit hurt, but we're going to see if we can bring it back. As I get back into mount position, I'm actually deciding to stay a little more seated up to prevent Rain from being able to kip as easily. With all my weight over my hips, it's a little harder for him to generate that momentum that he needs. From there, I'm going to push a wrist down to the mat using 2 arms and getting my head over my hands, putting a lot of weight into the wrist, pinning that to the mat. Then you guys will notice my right arm is pinning the wrist to the mat as my left hand now transitions into behind his neck, and using my fist, forcing it into his shoulder and getting a really good extension on his neck and arm. From there, I'm able to get his right hand here, lock that up into a gift wrap, and then sit out to his back. So now to showcase some mat chest jiu-jitsu to the room here in Austin. So the first thing you guys will notice is I actually do not have both hooks in. I have my bottom hook in, and then I'm crossing my ankles behind his leg and then clamping down with my knees on his legs here. And that prevents Rain from turning back to the left side, and also prevents him from turning back to the right, as long as I maintain tension in his upper body. And what that looks like is my right arm is grabbing his wrist as my left hand grabs my own wrist, and I'm pushing down on my right elbow, forcing his shoulder into the mat as I pull up with my left arm. And I'm kind of creating this twisting motion with his upper body, and then using the clamp on his lower body to maintain that extended posture as I push my hips. I'll run this clip back one more time as well, but you guys will watch my hands slowly move up on Rain's torso. So they're going to start a little low, and then I'm going to slowly move them up until my forearm is grinding against his jawline, making its way under his chin. That way when I shoot for this choke, as you'll see here, it's already deep and I can cover my hand with my chin. I'm pushing my head into Rain's head, pushing his head into the choke, and then from here I'm able to get the tap with a 1-arm choke. But also notice when I say Rain can't turn to the left, it's because as he does, I can extend my left leg and prevent his hips from turning to that direction. What's preventing him from turning out to the right is the clamp here with my left arm. I'm actively pulling his hand back into his torso, preventing him from being able to turn out to that right side as well. Hey y'all, real quick, if you learned something from this video already, then I have something that might interest you. Like most of you, getting better at jiu-jitsu is my top priority. If you're bad and want to be good, consider joining my school program. Inside, you'll get direct access to me so I can help you understand not only why you're bad, but hopefully teach you how to not be bad. You'll also get access to my complete guard passing instructional, weekly live calls to review your rolling footage, unlimited technique videos upon request, and most importantly, a community of other high-level individuals dedicated to helping each other get better. Being good at jiu-jitsu is more important than your caffeine addiction. For the investment of 1 cup of coffee per week, I'll ensure that you always know why you're doing what you're doing on the mat. Click the link in my description and let's work together. See you in there. Okay, so looking back at escaping mount, one of the main things you guys are going to see me do here is keep my hands low, elbows and hands around Rain's waist. And then one of the other major concepts that we're going to look to do is we're going to use that kipping motion, but we're also going to try to maintain elbow and knee connection. Right there, you guys can see my elbow and knee are always trying to maintain that inside space. And if I can connect my knee and elbow in front of any part of Rain's body, then it should prevent him from being able to really apply weight because he's dealing with a very strong frame. So skipping ahead a few sequences and looking at kipping from my perspective, once again, maintaining my hands low on his torso, I want to create a bar across his hip and then also have a post hand on his waist. So my left hand's going to bar on the hip, my right hand's going to post on the waist, and now I'm giving an explosive bridge and then using that violent vibrating of my legs to create the space to maintain my elbow-knee connection and then pass, and then escape mount, not pass the guard. So we have a good angle of that original back take that I was doing. So once again, maintaining a high posture, preventing him from kipping, using my right arm to force his hand to the mat, and then applying a fist through the neck pressure to try to force him to his side. However, I already confirmed that works and I wanted to try something new. So I kind of go for something similar he did, where I drop my shoulder behind his head. As he starts to kip, I'm actually going to collect his legs, pinching my knees now between his legs, making it hard for him to generate that vibrating pressure. From here, I start reaching through, getting onto my front headlock. Okay, so one of the biggest threats you want to create from front headlock is dragging his right arm forward by using your left arm behind it and pulling that tricep inward. Now, what that's going to do is it's going to instinctually force your opponent to want to pull that right arm back. And as they pull that arm back, your other hand can slip through under their neck for the guillotine. Now, what also really makes this work is I'm going to threaten the back take here. So as I have Rain in front headlock, I'm going to threaten going to this left side, and in order to prevent me from going to that left side, ideally you reach your arm around and block my hips from coming around. So what Rain's going to do is he's going to go to face me. So he notices I'm cutting to that angle. He goes to face, and as he puts his hand on the mat to turn himself, his neck becomes defenseless. And that's when I can slip my hand under the neck and then start to look onto the guillotine. So you guys can see his hands coming back up to try to grab that arm, but my wrist is already above the neck. I'm already locking it in, and he was a little too late to getting back onto my hands to defend. So I'm pulling that wrist over his neck, getting my left foot over his back, and then pushing my hips in as I arch and squeeze his neck to get that guillotine. Now, there were a few more cool sequences within this round, but they got cut off, so it's a little hard to kind of walk you guys through it effectively. But just to give him some more props, he did end up catching me in an armbar again. Now, disregard the time that I got tapped twice by a 14-year-old kid. If I did help any of you guys understand jiu-jitsu a little bit better in this video, consider checking out my school program. You guys will get access to my complete guard passing instructional, something that I've been working on since I started jiu-jitsu, as well as direct coaching where I can break down your videos like this. Or if you guys have any questions about content creation, please feel free to reach out either on the school program or just simply DM me on Instagram. Once again, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.